Hello everybody, it is Drama Free Friday. Welcome to my studio. I'm Barb Owen, HowToGetCreative.com. I'm glad you're here. Chance is here. You want to come up? Anyway, how are you guys? I hope you're doing well. Hi, Angie. Hello. My chat is going the wrong direction. It's going from the bottom up at the moment. Oh, well. That is bizarre. I don't know what I did to change that. I don't know what I did. Usually it comes down from the top. Oh, well. Who cares, right? Who cares? Hi, Angie and Sharon and Tori. Hello. Hi, Linda. Good to have you guys here today. It's Drama Free Friday, which hasn't been so drama free. I wish every Friday was just totally drama free. Don't you? Chance is going to join us. When he hears me talking, he thinks I'm talking surely to him. Yes, he thinks I'm only talking to him, and that indeed it is time for him to come on and say hello to everyone. Sherry says definitely not drama free. Why is that sometimes? The weather, the weather it never used to affect me at all. And for some unknown reason, the weather can actually affect me. Don't ask. I don't have a clue. I can't tell you. Oh, hi, Dar. Good to see you. Are you talking to me, Angie? I'm assuming you are, since you called me Barbara. However, I generally don't answer to that, only because nobody calls me that. So, if you're talking to me, my trip was fine. I was really glad to get home, however. Yeah, I got, crazy enough, I got homesick, which is just insane to be my age and get homesick. Yep, aprons on. It's going to be a messy day. It's going to be a messy day today. Or it could be potentially messy. Potentially. Don't you love the word potentially? It's potentially a drama-free Friday. Potentially a great day. Potentially wonderful things will happen. Don't you know? Potentially. Potentially leaves room for all kinds of crazy. Hi, No Eat. Hello. Welcome all the way from your part of the world. Hi, Amber. Amber, I got your package. I have Happy Mail. I have a whole stack of Happy Mail today. That was so nice. And such a surprise. I went to the mailbox this morning expecting to pick up one package, and I got picked up 3. You guys are too good to me. Thank you. Hi, Terry. I know, potentially has a lot of potential in it. So true. Hey, Barbara Clark. Thank you for joining, Debbie. I got your box too. I have not opened it. I'll just, the only thing I did was, I opened the box, but I didn't look at what was inside. Oh, these cats. Everybody here is doing the big shed. So I've got cat hair and dog hair and everywhere. Yeah, it's one of those days. So we're going to let Chance get his scritches out. He is really enjoying himself. Oh, it feels so good. Hey, Linda Patrick. Good to see you. Lots of Lindas in the house today. That's always good. It's always good to have the Lindas here. Yeah. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, Dar. Best of luck for the outcome that you need. Absolutely. So this kitty cat is just very happy. Today, I've already dragged out the carpet cleaner and cleaned up after the cats. Yep, after the cats. Earlier this week, I used it several times. That thing was worth its weight in gold. The investment in that carpet cleaner, it's a Bissell, the smallest upright cleaner that they have, I'm telling you. It's the best one. Hi, Jane. Hi, Cindy. It's the best. It was the best investment I've made in a long time. I don't know what in the world made me not invest in it sooner. I guess I thought it was going to be horribly expensive, which it wasn't. Thankfully, when you have old cats and an old dog, yeah. Anyway, all right. Are you ready to go in the other room now? You think you could go in the other room and behave now? What do you think? All right, let's give it a shot. Yeah, you didn't get to say hello. I know. All right, I'm going to see if I can put them in the other room. Come on, Charlie. Come on. Come on. Come on. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Come on. Come on. Come on. Here you go. Here you go. Enjoy. On days when there is no sunshine here, like today, it's a hard day for the cats. So the weather apparently affects them too. Crazy. Crazy. Anyway, I hope you all are doing well. There you go, Amber. I was talking about a shark vacuum. Hi, Helen. Good to see you. All right. Hopefully, you might get some inspiration today. I don't know. It's Drama-Free Friday. We hope that is the case. That is always my intention, to share some inspiration and hopefully something that will that you might find something to take away with you, whether it's words or art techniques or something that you can reinterpret the way you want to, or just being, together in a group. Hello, Mark. Elvis is in the house. Hi, Gail. Anyway, I'm so glad you're here. Lots of things to chat about today. First of all, we got the sponsors done. Charlie's doing okay, other than he's doing as well as he can. He's an old boy, he's an old boy, and Muppet's an old girl. Muppet had to go she didn't go to the vet. Her poop had to go to the vet this week. Don't you? TMI, I know. She was having issues again. She had issues I don't know how long ago. I'd have to look back in my journal. It's been long enough ago that I don't remember exactly when, but anyway, she was getting me up again at night, and then she couldn't make it through the night a couple of times, and yeah. Anyway, it hasn't been the most fun animal week this week. in some ways it hasn't been the most fun week. You know, it's been a challenging week, to tell you quite frankly. Sometimes my brain takes a trip of its own. Does anybody else here have that issue where your brain goes off on its own path and you just can't rein it back in? It's like, come back, brain, come back to here. You know, instead it's going here and here and here, and then it takes all these disparate parts and it weaves them all together and makes them this mishmash of insanity. I hope I am not the only one. Hi Ian. I hope I'm not the only one that experiences things like that. So if my energy seems a little goofy today, that would be why. It's because my brain is off taking a journey of its own. Exactly. Come here, brain. It's taking a trip all by itself. So we're just going to let it. And so I decided the most productive thing I could do today is paste paper. So we're going to do that later. I'm not the only one. Oh, thank you, Gail. Thank you. Anyway, okay. So several things. First of all, I want to tell you again about the retreat that's coming up. I will be telling you this probably every single week. The retreat that's coming up is in September, which seems like that's a really far, ways away, but it's not. It's like right around the corner. It is, this is the end of June. We have July, August, middle September, so it's 2.5 months away. It is coming right on up. Right on up. It is going to be it's called the Sacred Makers Soul Retreat. I did put a link in the description box below the video. It's sacredmakerssoulretreat.com. Sacred Makers Soul Retreat, all one word, .com. It's September 14th to 18th of this year, this fall, at Squam, S-Q-U-A-M, Squam Lake, New Hampshire. So that is when it is, and I thought I would read you the bio information. It's very short, that's going out. Barb Owen, founder of HowToGetCreative.com and a best-selling author, loves helping you unlock and find the fun on your creative journey. That is true. And best-selling author, I have several books, couple books published on Amazon, and then several other books that I've published privately. So yeah. And they do sell well, so in the arena where they are located. You probably know Barb from her weekly live YouTube broadcast known around the internet as Drama Free Friday, where she explores all kinds of imaginative artistic projects in the world of mandalas, art journaling, fiber arts, handcrafting, sewing, doll making, and much, much more. So that's who I am. In case you didn't know who I was, that's who you're talking to. That's who you're watching today. And then the class that I'm gonna be teaching, it's taught 2 times on 2 consecutive days. So you sign up for one day, it's a 5-hour class, and then the same class is taught the next day on Thursday and Friday that week. And it's called Merging Mixed Media and Textile, No-Sew Projects with Your Painted Fabrics. So that's the name of the class. Learn how to first create your own painted and dyed fabrics with monoprinting, mark making, stencils, found objects, and more. Next, learn how to take your own one-of-a-kind fabrics and transform them into projects that are fast and easy because they're all no-sew. If you enjoy adding stitch, you can embellish to your heart's content too. That would be on your own time. But I'll show you some ideas for doing that. Make these make perfect gifts, home decor, and accessories. Your imagination will be firing on all cylinders after this fun class with Barb. So that is that. And I thought I would show you some examples of what we're going to do. I have a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's see. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Dorothy. Hi, Jean. I don't know if I said hello to you earlier or not. I was digging through a whole bunch of class stuff that I told you I was going to show you last week, and I forgot. So I thought I would show them to you this week before we get started. Just some stuff from some past classes and what have you. So I got quite a few things to show you today, and then we are gonna, and we'll go quickly through some happy mail, and then we'll get into doing some paste papers. How about that? Does that sound good? I hope so, because that's what we're gonna do. All right. We're going to be, in this class, we're going to be exploring some aspects of the color wheel. We'll be working with a jelly plate and mark making and all kinds of different things. Hello, Skinny Cat. Good to see you. Okay, so here we go. What I'm showing you here are examples of things that may be made in the class. We will be doing some things in class, but it's sort of time permitting. So these are done with the hand-painted fabric, hand-painted fabric. This is fabric, okay? And so this is one of the cool tones. This is one of the warm tones. These are flags that you can put outside, or you can hang up in your studio or your creative space, or you can give them away as gifts. And so these are little fabric collages on each of them. You know, you can personalize it by adding tokens and so forth. These are just sticks found from my backyard that I just broke and used as the hanger, but these are no-sew projects. So that's an example of that. Another example is, hi Connie, thank you. This is a journal cover. Again, no sew. Even the belly band is no sew. So that means we're either using glue or we are using tape to put them together. And so this is an example of the cover. I will show you how to, let's see, let me rephrase this. I was going to go tripping down a lane that my brain, I'm telling you, the brain just wants to do something today. Anything that I bring and show you as far as things to do with this fabric, if I don't teach you how to do it, I will give you written instructions. So we're going to do some projects as time permits, but then you will get instructions for all the things that I'm going to show you. Okay? So this is a journal cover. It is a cover that just lets your journal slip into. This is done with watercolor paper, and this is actually a one of those journals. It's a one page with using a great big piece of watercolor paper, and then it's folded. So it's a one-page book, and then some of the pages I have glued together. Can you see that? So some of the pages I've glued together, others I've just left open so they could just be, it's just a fun book. So it will stand on its own. If you wanted it to, you could display it wherever you wanted it. But you can also take it out to work on it because it just slips into the cover. But this is done with the same hand-painted fabric. A no-sew project. Here's an example of another one. This is one that's just, this one actually has stitching on it. So it could easily be done with glue as well. This one does have a little bit of stitching on it. So that doesn't exactly technically qualify. Yes, the class is a live class in New Hampshire coming up in September. Coming up in September at Squam Lake, September 14th to 18th. And you can find the information, you can find the link in the description below the video. Another thing that's super easy to do with these fabrics is to turn them in, using all the scraps, you can turn them into little bookmarks, which I absolutely love. You can embellish them or not. They can be super simple or they can be more complex. You can add stitch to them. So this has machine stitching on it. But a lot of times I don't do that. A lot of times, I just, glue them together. These have a little bit of stitch. The stitch is not integral to the integrity of the bookmark, however. One of the things that's really cool about this fabric is that you can tear it. And I love that because you get these great textured edges. Absolutely. You're welcome. Another thing you can do is you can make ATCs out of the fabric. So basically you make the biggest thing you want to make first. And then from there you just start going smaller and smaller. So that's an ATC, which is an artist trading card. This is layered and collaged up with the different fabrics. Sometimes I add words to them. So this is just a single piece of the fabric in the back, and then I just added some words. This one has a collage of fabric on it, a little cutout. This is actually a paper heart that I cut out and put on it. Another single piece of, this is just the fabric, the single pieces of fabric ready to make into ATCs. So we'll be doing a lot of different sorts of things like that. How do you use up the scraps? Because you can use the tiniest little scrap, the absolute tiniest scrap, you can use when you do your projects. You can also turn them into postcards. Okay, so you can make postcards. So this is an example of a postcard. Most of the time I really enjoy adding words. Let's see. Here's another one. So postcard. So these actually will go through the mail. And here's a couple of examples of the fabric ready to put on the postcards. You do need to, when you're doing postcards, especially because I like to mount them on black, you do have to have a white background, and you do need to have the word postcard on it. You can write it, you don't have to stamp it, but if you got a stamp, it's pretty cool. So you can make postcards. Hello, Catherine. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Hi, Becky. So you can make postcards. And as I said, not everything is going to get done in the class, but there will be instructions for everything. For the things that we don't get done, we will, you'll get instructions as to how to do them. And also, I always love making cards, note cards, so hand-painted fabric. This is using a die cut that I glued onto a background and then sort of cut around it. Another one, same thing. This is a stamp as opposed to a die cut. And this is a stamp. I love having my own cards to send to people. And they also make a really nice gift. This one, the fabric wasn't big enough for the entire card, so it's layered on black and then layered on a craft note card with a stamped word on the top. And here's some examples of just some of the various pieces of fabric. This is all from one piece of painted fabric, and this is all ready to mount on, make note cards out of. So there's that. So those are some of the ideas. Oh, and I have some ornaments to show you too, so I'll show you those. Hi, Carol. Hi, Miss Allie. Hi, Linda. So good to see you. Hi, Joyce. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you here. Okay, so that is a big, just some examples of what will go on in the class. Something similar. Maybe not the same, but something similar. And one other thing that you can do with the fabric is you can make ornaments out of it. And I know we won't have time to do this in the class, but I will give you the concept and give you the instructions. But this is also hand painted fabric, no sew. Here's another one. They're lots of fun to do. And one last example. So this one is the warm colors. This one is the cool colors. And this one is kind of warm and cool. So apparently I was using up all the pieces I had left, because what I will do when I'm working with the hand painted fabric or paper, either one, I will save every teeny tiny little scrap and I will use it all. I will use it all. Hello, Tam. It's your first time? Oh, good. You have supplies to make paste paper? Good for you. Good. I'm so glad. Thank you for joining us today. All right, what else? Where did I put the rest of my stuff here? Oh, it's underneath the basket. Just real quickly, while I was going through things, I dragged out these other things that we've done. Some of these we've done on stream, some we've done for classes. And so I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll just give you, this is just eye candy. That's all this is, just eye candy. This is one of my favorite techniques. I love doing this. This is painting with an eyedropper. The dropper and a bottle of ink on top of watercolor background. I love doing this. I've done lots of this. I can't ever remember which one of these journals. This isn't, okay, here's one. This is the same thing, the same technique. It's the exact same technique doing this. So it's painting with a dropper. I have another one. We'll see if I can find him. He's one of my favorite. Oh, here he is. How could I be so lucky as to open him up? Open it up to the first thing I touched. Same thing. Same technique. So what I did was I was looking at a photograph and then just drawing from looking at the photograph. So that was a lot of fun. Anyway, that's one of my favorite things to do. So I've done that quite a bit. I do love making bookmarks. So here's a bunch more bookmarks. These are done with various painted fabrics, and the charms on these, on most of these, are shrink plastic. These are from one of my mandala books that I did, and did the shrink plastic. I clearly stole the one off of this for something. Here's another one. So this is shrink plastic mandalas, different from some of the different books that I've published. This was a piece of black polymer clay that I don't know what I did to it. And see these spots on here? That's where it's stuck to something else. But actually I like how it looks. So that was a mistake, but you know. This is another thing that we'll be doing in the no-sew class. We'll be making some of these charms. These are metal charms. Here's another one. So we'll be doing those with some of the hand-painted fabrics. So here's another one of the charms, shrink plastic. This is also polymer clay, and this one is one of the mandalas done with shrink plastic. Trying to see if I can get it. I know, super unprofessional. We hope Race isn't here. He'll give me grief for doing this. Anyway, so this is shrink plastic. And we did this on, you like the blue one? Cool. We did this one time on stream a long time ago, and this was a stamp that I carved based on, it was inspired by her name just flew out of my head. Laura, She does all kinds of embellishment books. Somebody here, I'll remember her name. Lauren. Somebody here is going to remember. I can't remember. Anyway, it was inspired by one of her books. I carved the stamp. Actually, I'll show you the stamp here. So this is the stamp that I carved. Somebody will know what her name is. I can't remember it. Anyway, carved the stamp. Then we used the stamp and stamped it and made the front and back, and then turned it into a book and made the pages the same shape. So that was pretty cool. And then I shrank it and made ornaments out of it. So that's on a stream somewhere, I think. We did that. Here's another hand-painted example of hand-painted fabric on a journal. This was a recycled book. I'm only showing you these because I dragged them out for looking for ideas for classes and stuff, because the class that I'm doing in New Hampshire is only 5 hours long, which sounds like a really long class. 5 hours can evaporate in a heartbeat. So I may take it with me, take a bunch of stuff with me to show everybody. I don't know. Who knows? Because you can never have too much inspiration, right? But this was a recycled, repurposed book, so I cut the guts out of the book, and then I put in my own pages, my own signatures with watercolor or mixed media paper, I think it is. So you can see this, the signatures are stitched in. There's the stitching, and then I gathered them all up and tied on some embellishment. But there is the fabric. Most of this was done on a jelly plate, this particular fabric. This is a paste paper cover and jelly plate. No, this is jelly plate. This is jelly plate. Papers. And then this is similar to what Joanne Sharp does, and just, you know, I mean, it's inspired by what she does. It's not her stuff, but it's inspired by it. And then ribbons to tie it closed. So that's a recycled book. This one, I love making little journals. This is another one of the shrink plastic mandalas that I did. Hi, Marion. And this is all done with felting. This is needle felting on a needle felting machine. This is as well. This is a separate piece, and then this is a little charm that I added. This is all needle felting, and then with stitch added, and it's put on felt and various, sorry about my throat. These are all papers that I think were papers where I brayered off to clean off my brayer when I was jelly plate printing, I think. I love doing stuff like that, where you just use these kind of serendipitous results and come up with things like that. This is leftover needle felted fabric from this to create the bookmark. So I don't know if we did that in a class on how to get creative, or if it was a class, or if it was something I did on YouTube, honestly, or Ustream. Could have been Ustream, because I've been streaming a long time. I have been streaming since the days of Ustream. And then this, I know that we've done this. This is just some of the stuff we did, honestly. This is glue resist. For the fabric. So this was a glue resist process. This, I know I did a little bit on stream one time, and then there is a much more extensive class about this on HowToGetCreative.com. But I love these. I want to use these so much, but if I use them, then I don't have the samples anymore. So I need to get busy and make some more. I need to make some more. But I just love these. I did all of them in small batches, small pieces. Yeah, because they're just too much fun. So this is nothing more than eye candy for you guys. Maybe you enjoy the color combinations. Like, I love this color combination. Maybe you get inspiration today from the color combinations. Maybe you get inspiration from the shapes or the designs or the textures, the visual texture. I'm sure you can tell by just this. This is a very tiny sampling of what I have in my studio. Very small sample. I'm sure that you can see that I have a short attention span because I will go from one thing to another, to another, to another, and I will make a whole bunch of whatever it is, as you can see by this pile of fabric. I'll make a whole bunch of it, and then I'll go, okay, that's enough of that, and I'll put that away and go on to something else. And these were leftover, these were mop-up cloths. These I actually could use for something, but this was just mop-up stuff. But I'm telling you, some of my favorite things are stuff like this, you know, that I didn't intend to do at the time. Or this was using up leftover paint. That could have been what this was too. This one had some salt or something added onto it to get the speckles and all of that. But anyway, eye candy and inspiration, people. Eye candy and inspiration, because you know what? You can never have too much inspiration. When I was in Las Vegas a few weeks ago, it was a flying trip in and out, early one morning and out the next evening. And the people that I was there with took me, because I'd never been there, took me down to the Bellagio, which is one of the casinos. I think it's a hotel too. Some of you guys will know. I don't know squat anything about any of that. Anyway, and the only thing I wanted to do was take pictures. I don't care about any of it except the pictures. I took so many pictures and about got knocked over because I was so fascinated with the floor tile pattern in the revolving door. What can I say? You know, that's the way it is. Okay, let's do some quick, let's do a little bit more inspiration here first. I have paste paper projects to show you later. If you don't get anything out of this stream but some inspiration, there you go. Hey Jan, what is shrink plastic? Hi Shu. Shrink plastic is the stuff that you buy. It used to be known as Shrinky Dinks, but it comes in usually like 8.5 by 11 sheets, and it's different textures and colors. Like you can get it in, I think you can still get it in black and white and matte and clear, and you color on it, or sometimes it'll go through your printer. It depends on the printer. You can color on it, you can print on it, you can do different things on it, and then you shrink it with heat. You can either do it in the oven, which I recommend doing it in like a polymer clay oven, one that's not the oven you cook in. I don't like to do things with plastic in my baking oven. Or you can use a heat gun and you literally shrink it, and it goes from I think it shrinks by 60%, I think. Anyway, that's what it is. It literally is a plastic that is made to shrink down. Yep. Hello, Joie, or as I call her, Joey. Last week we did things with flare pins, and so I thought I would show you. I don't have them completed because I just, didn't get it done. I didn't get the projects completed from last week. Thought I would. I need to get them done because I have a whole bunch of thank you notes I need to send out, but they haven't been done yet. Anyway, so I'm going to show you the results, or not the results, where they are at this point. So these are different ones. Some of these, I don't know that I did all of these on camera last week. I can't remember exactly what I did, but these are all done with the flare pens, Papermate flare pens, and then sprayed with water. And so you get this watercolor effect without having to watercolor. Hi, Sherry. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome, Noe. So that's what this is. Okay, so, and I was working on the Strathmore watercolor postcards. That was what I used because that's what I had, and I didn't have to cut it up. So here's another one. So all of these are just drawn with pencil first, and then colored with flare pens, and then added some squirted water on them. But you can, you cannot, what I like about it is you cannot totally control the outcome. I like that. But, I mean, some of these could be used the way they are. I won't use them that way, but, they could be used that way. Oh, you do. Thank you, Sherry. That's really sweet of you. Here's another one. So they're all fantasy floral forms of some kind. Many of them inspired by, color books or my imagination or by other people, or I'm sure I've seen it somewhere, Honestly, who has an original thought anymore? Not very many of us. Now this is where I've begun to detail with the pens. And so this is just using the black Micron Pigma pens and just adding detail. And I don't think that this pencil mark is going to erase. Let's see. The circle around here. Let's see. Maybe it will. Kind of does. I was afraid it would erase out the flare pen, but it doesn't seem like it's going to. So that's good to know. I could work a little bit harder on it. If it doesn't erase, what I'll do is just incorporate the line in the back. But you kind of get the idea of where my head's going. Here's another one that's detailed a little bit further. And I most of the time will add words or, borders around the edge and that kind of thing. And what this is a pre-made card base that I buy at the craft store because I'm too lazy to make my own. And so what I'll do, you can see that the width is just about perfect. And I'll have to cut a little bit off the bottom or cut a little from the top, a little bit from the bottom. And I'll ink around the edges and add a border and that kind of thing. But then you've got thank you cards. Here's some other ones that I made back in the day, and these are also on the watercolor postcards. So more of that. This was in 18 when I did these. This one was done with a stencil, and these are just made up. Aw, Jan, you sweet girl. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Johnny. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. So glad you guys are here. So again, I drew them with pencil, then I went back with flare pens, the Papermate flare pens, put in the color, sprayed them with water, then when it was totally dry, then I went back and added some detail. Same kind of thing. They're super easy to do. You can spend a lot of time doing them or you can spend a little time. These are done with stencils. And the colored pen work is using the Sakura Jelly Roll pens. Again, another stencil. These were Faber-Castell, the craft stencils, craft paper stencils. And these are something else. These are Laurel Birch. This was from a VIP class, so that doesn't have anything to do with this. They just happen to be in the same stack. Here's some cards. Same technique, but they're just bigger. Okay, they're just bigger. These had a lot of time in them just because honestly, I don't know exactly. It says 2018. I don't know what was going on in my life in 2018, but probably something insane for me to spend that kind of time on that. This was one that I drew, again, using the flare pens. Same technique, exactly the same technique, and then detailed with the pen, black pens. Eye candy. Eye candy and ideas. You can't have too much of that, right? You cannot have too much of that. All right, so that was last week. This week I finally got to go back to the book club that I go to, which is in a craft scrapbooking and mixed media supply store. It's a small store. It's not too far from here, but I've just not been able to get back there consistently, and I finally got to go this week. It's a book club, and this was the book that we studied. That we're working through. So I finally got mine. They've been working on it for weeks, and I thought I would show it to you. It's not one that I was familiar with, and so I thought I would just show it to you because some of you might want it. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Kathy. If there's anything you want me to see or try to see, make sure you put it in caps because it's hard for me to catch the chat all the time. Anyway, Get Messy Art. And so some of the ladies in this class, they've been, like I said, been working on it for weeks. Listen to me. I can't even get my mouth to talk straight today. And they're working in a junk journal style format. Most all of them used a recycled, repurposed a book. And one of them had just taken pages out, and maybe like this one. Well, no, maybe like this. She had taken pages out of the text and then had used the remaining pages as her journal. Some of the others had taken all the pages out and then had stitched in signatures and were working on that way. So it's got some interesting binding things, and there are a lot of people in here that I was not familiar with. So here's some examples. The Messy Manifesto. Hi, Sherry. How to be a messy artist. The power of the journal, and so forth. So they're just, a lot of the pages the ideas are very simple. Why art journal? But some of the people I was not familiar with who they were. Like Annika, I don't know how to say her name. Anyway, it's just something I thought I would just, sort of. Most of the people that are in here I'm not familiar with, but it's probably that I'm just out of the loop. I lost pretty much the last year and some time because of dealing with stuff with my husband, and so I lost a lot, kind of lost my momentum in some ways, but I'm getting it back. So anyway, there's some inspiration for that. Another point of inspiration I thought I would share with you. This is a book that I'm reading right now. Some of you might be interested in this, maybe not. It is by Andy Stanley, and it is an interesting take on the Old Testament, how the Old Testament relates to the New Testament in the Bible. And I thought it's been quite interesting. He has a very unique writing style, and it's taken me a while to get into his writing style, but it's very thought-provoking. And I find thought-provoking things good. So I thought I would share that with you. Okay. Somebody shared it with me. I'm sharing it with you. If you're interested, great. If you're not, it's okay too. I got some happy mail. Actually, I picked up a lot of happy mail today. So I thought I'm going to share it with you. We'll go through it fairly quickly so we can get on with doing something. This is from a couple of people. This is from Esther Thompson. Look at there's a definite theme going on in this happy mail. definite theme. Notice the butterflies? Look, I've got paint all over me and I haven't even started. She sent me a really pretty napkin. This will make a good journal cover. Beautiful journal cover. Look at this. How nice is it just to get one pretty patterned napkin? That'll make a beautiful journal cover. And then she sent me an ATC. Live in the moment. Isn't that cute? Butterfly ATC. May Fun. She did it on the 12th of May. 5 of 10. ATC. Isn't that cute? So cute. Thank you, Esther. I don't know if you'll see this, but if you happen to watch it, I'm so tickled that you shared that with me. Thank you. Love the napkin. Love the ATC. What a fun little package to get in the mail. I understand postal rates are going up again in July. Oh, yay. There's something to look forward to. I don't know. I don't know, Lori. I have no idea, honestly. Andy Stanley is his name. I don't have any idea. This is from Tamari Bitgood. And I had shown you a bunch of her cards that she is so wonderful about sending me a card. She sent them every month for I don't know how long. And I wanted to read you what she said, because this one she explains more about her cards. This she sent in May. She said, "Thank you for all the kind words about my cards, as it is my passion. And no, I don't really sell them except to friends who I mostly give them to. Like you, I am driven to create every single day and have been since I was very small. Creating, whether paper, cards, quilts, food, friends, decorations, gardens, lessons for my students, has been the focus of my life. I pray every day for you to continue healing and starting to live with your life again as you wish to. Best wishes, Tam," which was very kind. She says, this is what I thought you'd like. "Many of my cards, which all start at 10 by 12 watercolor paper, are like your found family drawings, like the goofy relatives that I do." She says, "I put down color through ink and watercolor on very wet paper so that the colors spread and mix. Then I find the design in the colors and it becomes something beautiful like this purple card." But isn't that cool? That's how she does it. I just thought that was so much fun to get to see her process, to hear her process. The Wabi Sabi Workshop by Serena Barton. Ah, cool. Yeah, really, Gail. This was another, pardon me, another card by Tam. This one did not start the way that did not start the way this one did, but look how pretty this is. She says, "Dear Barb, wishing you the best of everything today and unending hope for the future." Isn't that pretty? I'm assuming this is watercolor, but I don't know that. It would appear to me to be watercolor. How cool, huh? This came from Starla. And Starla's in the chat from time to time. I don't know her last name. But this came from Starla. Look how pretty the envelope is. And look on the back. A little flutterby. I know, right? So this is her card that she sent. Look at that beautiful picture. She took this picture. Starla Arts. And she said, thank you for How to Get Creative and International Drama Free Friday. Because it is international, people. It is international because we have international audience. Yes, it is. She said, "I ordered some butterflies and forgot and then ordered them again. Oops. So I thought, I know who also loves butterflies, and I thought I would share. I am also sending some I made and the art medallion I made and duplicated for Easter, Mother's Day, and Memorial Day flowers and plants." So it's to put in plants. My prayers and thoughts have been with you. this past year and a half, and will continue to be. Thank you so much, Starla. I hope this package will bring you a smile. With much appreciation for all you have done, Starla. Look at that cool little heart there. And she said, this butterfly showed up when I was taking my daughter's senior pictures. It is actually in one of the shots. I felt like it was a good sign. Isn't that neat? So she took that picture and the butterfly showed up. Isn't that pretty? How cool is that? How cool is that? I know, right? And then look at this package of goodness, you guys. Look at this. It's a whole flock. It's a whole flock of butterflies. Look. So these are on little tiny clothespins, so I can clip them on different things. Aren't they cute? I think she made all these. Different kinds of papers, and look, this one has different wings. That's a great idea too. And some embossing folders, and how cool. So pretty. Hey, CB. I know, it was beautiful. Is Starla here? There she is. Hi, Starla. Thank you so much for these beautiful butterflies. I will enjoy using these. Absolutely. I will use them in my journals and who knows what else. Because I have to. Because butterflies, I think butterflies are symbolic for lots of people. They're particularly important in my life. Most of you know the butterfly story. I've told it a few times. This is the medallion she's talking about that she used, duplicated. Look how pretty that is. And she put it in plants. Isn't that a great idea? Craft stick. There's her little heart again. Little craft stick, and you just stick it down in a plant. I think that's great. I have some planters I'm gonna add this to. Yes, I am. So pretty. I know. You should tell time. You should tell time, CB, honestly. You need to set an alarm on your phone. And these must be the ones she ordered and then ordered again. Oh, these are going to be great. I have not opened these yet. I'm not going to open them all. These are going to be those kind that are going to show through the background, whatever the background of the page is. So these will be perfect in my journal. Oh, lovely. And look, here's some more. Aren't those pretty? Starly, I'm sure people will want to know where you got those, where you ordered them, so you feel free to share it. Set an alarm. Yeah, I do that all the time. Okay, these must be gold. There's got to be a way into this. There we go. Do you love butterflies too? Yes, you do. It's obvious. And these are, gold paper. Metallic paper. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. So pretty. So pretty. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'm going to put all this back in here so that I know where it all came from. And hopefully I'll get a thank you note sent to you sometime. I hope. I am really far behind on my thank you notes. Apologies to everybody that I owe one to. Hopefully I'll get it done eventually. You just ordered on Amazon. Ah, cool. Okay. All right, let's quickly go through these other two boxes of goodness. This one came from Debbie Boring. I did open the box, but that's all I did. So this one came from Debbie Boring, and usually Debbie sabotages me with poop pills of glitter, or glitter poop pills. Yes. All right, let's see what's in here. Beautiful vellum envelope. Oh, pocket full of butterflies. Look at the, oh my goodness. Look, they're on clear They're on clear sticks. I don't know, it's not a stick, but like acetate. Oh my goodness. It's a pocket full of butterflies. Aw, Debbie. Oh, I'm not going to read this to you guys. I will not be able to do that. I'm going to have to read that to myself. But look how pretty it is. And she made me a little booklet card. It's like a zine. Aw. Anyway, I will read that later. when I can cry, because I feel it coming. Yeah, that's another thing that's been going on this week. It really hit me hard this morning. Crazy. It's like the tears that just came from nowhere, and they just won't leave. Like, I don't know. Weird. It's been a weird couple of days. The butterflies are made from jelly prints. Oh, take them and use them. Oh, I'm so excited. That is such a wonderful idea. That is such a wonderful, wonderful idea. Look at this, you guys. Look. Oh, those are going to be, I will just enjoy using those so much. The butterfly is such a very powerful symbol in my life, and I just use it so much. It means so much to me. Okay, let's see what else is in here. A zine note card, I know, right? Yes. All right, let's see what's in here. Debbie, if this is glitter and it blows up all over my desk. Oh, and seam binding. So she did seam binding ribbons. Beautiful. That's perfect for using in various applications for sure. Pretty paper. Aw, a beautiful stamp. Look at that. Aw, vintage butterflies. What are these? She probably said in her note. They look like charms. Are they charms? They look like charms. I think they are. Oh, they are. Oh, these are going to be beautiful on soul support dolls. Oh my goodness. Those are absolutely stunning. Look at those, you guys. Look. Those are absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness. Vintage butterflies. Butterfly charms. Yes, they are. It says right on the box. If Barb would read, it would be really good. If Barb would read. From Crafter's Companion. Oh, those are beautiful. So gorgeous. And a stamp. Dream, feel, explore, wish, create, and touch. Wow. She's adorable. I love her. Debbie's not just, hi Signa. Debbie's not just another pretty face. Yes, I did need your stamp. Thank you. All right, let's see what this one is. I love this paper too. All right, let's see. This feels like a book of some kind. It is a book. Oh, The Wisdom of Sundays, Life-Changing Insights from Super Soul Conversations with Oprah Winfrey. Oh, cool. Oh, thank you. Oh, I will love, oh, look. Look what she did. See what she did there? Look. She put some butterflies. That is a great thing to do. I'm going to put some of those in my Bible just like that. That is the best. That is the best. And look, there's the stamp. That is the best idea. Put those in. I know I'm going to have to share some of those with a certain little boy that I sent some of my butterflies to. I'm going to have to share some of these. That is such a great idea. Look at that. Broken open. Oh man, do I know what that's like. I think that's what happened to me this week too. I think I got broken open yet again. I'm telling you. Any of you guys ever have that experience where you get broken open again and again? I don't even know why or how it happened. Thank you, Debbie. That was so wonderful. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. You guys are so good to me. And I have one more box we're going to go through real quickly, and then we're going to paste paper. I have the paint already mixed up. Aren't you glad about that? The paint is already mixed up. And then once you see the technique, it's like, why am I watching this again? This is from Amber. Amber's in the audience too. Floating butterflies. That is just the best. That is the best. Floating butterflies. Oh, great idea. So this is from Amber. Amber's in the audience today. And so she sent me, let's see, we'll go through this relatively quickly, and then I will go through it in more detail later. Amber, I hope that you don't mind that. So paper. Oh, that's really cool how she did that. Ah, cool. Belly band that she did with a strip of paper that she just wound around. Neat. And a tag, and she says, "Happy birthday. I hope you enjoy your day, so you deserve some fun." Aw, you are so early for my birthday, and thank you. That makes it last a long time. Makes it last a long time. So there's papers, beautiful papers. Oh, look how beautiful that is. It's a map, street map. How cool is that? Beautiful papers, cardstock weight paper, more maps. Wow. Gorgeous. Uh-oh. And what have we here? Oh, beautiful butterflies. Oh, those are gorgeous. I will cut those out to use. Yes, I will. And more beautiful papers. These are wonderful, Amber. Oh my goodness. There's enough that you don't have to pick and choose. Look at those. Oh, and they've got things on the other side. Oh my goodness. Oh, goodness. This is too much goodness. Too much goodness here. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Amber finds such amazing stuff. I don't even know where she finds all these things. I truly don't know where she finds all this stuff. And stencils. Oh my. Look at that. Donna Downey. Wow. Oh, these are 4 individual stencils. Look at that beautiful butterfly, you guys. And this one is a mask and a stencil. A couple of birds. Those are great birds. Great. You were excited? Oh my gosh. Chipboard stickers. Oh wow. Look at those. Those will be great on the front of a journal too. Those are great. Some small ephemera from the Prima set called My Sweet, and also some other papers. Oh, how cool. Alright, I'm not going to take all this apart. I'm going to enjoy this with a cup of coffee later on. Great. And this is collage brings you some joy. Okay. Few things I have made and hope you enjoy them. There are also some papers for collage or whatever you want. Alright, let's take a look here. Amber, you must have spent an eon of time putting all this together. Honestly, girl. Girl. Look at that. How beautiful. Amber, that's just gorgeous. You're going to make me cry, you guys. Make me cry. You guys are so kind to me. Oh, look, washi tape. Oh, butterfly washi tape, you guys. Aw. Oh my goodness. Aw. Look, I love these butterflies. She sent me these butterflies before that have the wings. Oh, that is beautiful. You guys make me cry. I'm not going to cry. Okay? I'm not going to cry. She says that she's tearing up. And this is ribbon. Oh, wow. Oh, you find butterfly things I didn't even know existed. did not even know existed. Oh man, look at all this. Painty papers. Beautiful painty papers, jelly plate papers. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. And more butterflies. Thank you, Amber. And this, let's see. Oh my goodness, what is this? Looks like some kind of art supply. This is it's antibacterial hand spray. Pink pineapple surprise from Bath and Body Works. How nice. She's trying to pamper me. Butterfly Bath and Body Works has that stuff. Shea butter. Oh my goodness. Butterflies. I'll be darned. Thank you. One of my good friends just was tested positive for COVID. And so, yeah, makes us all aware of the fact that it's still around. Look how pretty this paper is. And she sprayed the box, made the paper and the box, sprayed the box. Aw, an Apple Watch band. Butterflies engraved. Are you kidding me? It is. You guys, it is butterflies on a watch band. Look at this. Look. Butterflies on an Apple Watch band. You guys, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Amber, I didn't know they had things like this. This is great. That is so great. I cannot believe that. That's going to be so much fun. That's going to be so much fun. I'm assuming it'll go on my watch. It's an Apple Watch. I'm assuming it will. That is so cool. That's the right size band. It should work fine. Thank you. I didn't even know they had that. Did not know. Well, I hope it does. If it doesn't, I'll have to get a watch to make it fit. Yes. Okay, let's go a little further. My goodness. I love the paper too. Okay, what's this? Amber, I don't know how long this took you, dear, to put together, but bless your heart. If you all knew how hard it was for me to receive, you know, it is challenging for me to let people buy meals for me, let alone receive Happy Mail like this. So it is a big challenge, but I'm trying to do my best at being, because usually what it does is it makes me cry, you know. So far I'm holding it together. So far I'm holding it together here. There's got to be a way to get in here without. Yes, it is much easier for me to give away things than it is to be receptive. So it's a very great challenge for me. Anytime somebody, you know, buys something for me, or I mean, it's just, I don't know. Are any of you like that? You've been saving stuff since Christmas? Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, we'll go back to the other camera. So it is 50 motivational insight cards. You've got this. Oh, you know I love this kind of stuff. You know I do. In their own little box too. I love that. Wow. A river cuts through rock, not because of its power, but because of its persistence. These are great. Find something you're passionate about and keep tremendously interested in it. Julia Child. These are beautiful. Every day is a new opportunity. You can build on yesterday's success or put its failures behind and start over again. Well, that was fortuitous for me to see today. Oh, those are great. You've got this. Be clear, be direct, be unwavering. For real. Those are great. I am so spoiled. I am so spoiled. I've been doing a lot of collage, and I thought you might like this. It's much easier to do on the sofa than paint, for sure. For sure. I love all the handwritten notes too. All right, let's see what's in here. It is much easier for me to give than it is for me to receive from people, and so it is, you do give me a challenge when you do this. So, all right, let's see if we can get it out. It is not wanting to come out easily. You really stuck this in here. All right, we're just gonna rip the paper. Just gonna rip the paper. Oh, I see, because it's stuck to that. Okay, gotcha. I see the method to your madness now. Oh, the tape is ripping a little bit of it, but I can fix that. No worries. Look how pretty this is. She even spelled my name right. So she collaged a composition notebook. How nice. Oh, that's great. And a surprise. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Amber. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beauty-mess. Okay, and we're at the bottom of the box. A tote bag, which with a big old butterfly on it. How pretty is that? Look at that beautiful butterfly. Gorgeous. Tam says, Tam, I showed your card just a minute ago. I'm assuming that's my Tambit. Told me if I only had this shirt on my back, I would give it away. So yeah, I guess the same, but I don't think. Don't go topless. That's right. Don't go topless. Oh my goodness. Look in here. Badass stencils. I have never had any of the eye stencils. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Is that this one? No, it's different. These are from eye stencils. Look at that. What a gorgeous thing. Composition notebook. Excellent. Oh, I love that. I love that. Butterflies coloring book. This is the kind of thing that is just so much fun for inspiration. Not only for coloring, but just the inspiration of design. You know, you can get little bits of design. Oh, it's a different Tam. Gotcha. Well, welcome, different Tam. We're glad you're here. I hadn't seen your name in the chat before. I thought maybe Tambit had changed her name. Changed her handle. Oh, this is so cool. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to say other than thank you. Thank you. And at that, I have to stop talking. And you understand. Okay, let me move this off. And let's finally do something. It's only an hour and 15 minutes from when I started. All right. Let's do something. And thank you all so very much for sending me such wonderful things. That was so kind of you. Okay, Barb, get your act together. And hi, Karen. Good to see you. All right, what I have here is I have the paste paint already mixed up. which I'll explain to you in a minute. There are links in the description box, hopefully, to 2 different videos that go into detail about using paste paint to do paste papers. The way that I do it, there's 100 different ways to do anything. This is just the way I do it, okay? That was so sweet. That was so sweet. Thank you. Thank you again, all of you, each and every one of you. You're so good to me. You're so kind to me. And now I have to stop talking because I've already had kind of a squirrely day. I've had a squirrely day, squirrely week. And speaking of next week, I don't know whether I'll be streaming on Friday or not. It's a holiday weekend. I wasn't planning to stream. I may be here. I don't know exactly what's going on. So if I'm here next week, I will stream. And if you come next week and I'm not on at this time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern, then you know that I didn't get to do it. That I was gone somewhere. Okay? All right, well, I'm going to use just paper today. So this is just like text weight, copy weight paper. It's like 20-pound paper. That's what I'm using today. Nothing special, nothing fancy. And the paint I have all mixed up. And the paint is just cheap, like cheap, super cheap acrylic paint in the bottles that I'm trying to use up because a lot of my paint has gone bad from lack of use. And I have used the art paste by Elmer's. So I will get this out and show you. I go into detail on the other videos about mixing it up and all that kind of stuff, but basically I use 1 box of the art paste. I'll show you what it looks like. You can make your own paste to do this. There's 100 different ways to do anything, but this is the easy way to do it for me, which is it's a paper mache art paste. It's by the company Elmer's. Okay, Elmer's. And I use a gallon of distilled water and a box of the paste. You can mix up, so it's distilled water. And I mix it up in a bowl with a whisk. And then I just keep it in this jug. And it's a good idea to label it. And then I keep it in a plastic bag because sometimes, you know, I have had one report about people who had somebody that their the jug sprang a leak. And that made a huge mess, and I bet it did. I bet it did. So what I've done is I put it in this ice cube tray. This is an old shower curtain that's down here with the smooth side up. I put some of the art paste in here. It's not an exact science at all. And then I squirted in some acrylic paint, and I used a paint stick or a tongue depressor or whatever. And I just stirred it up until, you know, it's about the right consistency. It's just kind of like a little drippy, but not too drippy. You just have to play around with it. I do keep it in the jug. Hi, Joni. I'm glad you guys are here. And then I have foam brushes, and I try to use 1 foam brush for each color, but sometimes I get it all screwed up, and I'll just use 1 brush for all the colors. It happens, it happens. I have texture tools that I'll be using. This is a wood graining tool. This is a catalyst tool. This is a Martha Stewart striping tool. This is Diamond Vogel, which was a paint company. I don't know if it's still around, but this is some kind of gauge thing, but it makes great textures. Here's another one that I made one out of a plastic credit card. So I cut all those little things around the side, same as this one and this one. These are those cheap imitation credit cards. This was another one from a paint company. So I just made a bunch of those. This is a George Foreman grill cleaner that makes a different design. And then these are style sticks. I think they are style sticks. They're by Low Cornell Style Sticks. And they have wedges and they have round tips. And they're good for drawing too. I'm not going to get anything else out because that's enough. Okay? That's enough. So I won't even use all of this. I just got some of this stuff out to show you. Most of the time I use this one and the Martha Stewart one. Those are the two I use the most, and these. And sometimes I'll use this one, and sometimes I use the striping, the grain, wood grain tool. Anyway, there are many ways to do this stuff. Many ways. You can do, for everything I tell you, you can do it 100 other ways. You can make paste out of rice paste or rice flour. You can use wallpaper paste. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can use starch. You can do lots of things. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take, and I have metallics. What I have here is 1, 2, 3 metallics. So this is a purple metallic, a teal metallic, a gold metallic. This has some metallic and some purple in it. This is a citron, cadmium yellow. This is an apple green. This is a teal of some kind, turquoise. Primary blue, like an ultramarine blue. This was a magenta that I mixed up. This is the only one that I use tube paints, and I mixed these two colors of magenta and light magenta together and made that. And then a light pink and an electric pink. So that's what we got going on. Okay? So it's a very hard process, and tell you it's very hard. You can use white paper, you can use colored paper, you can use cardstock, you can use one of my favorite things to do, which I did not do with these, is to spray through stencils first. That is my favorite thing to do. Spray through the stencils with Dylusions inks, anything that's water soluble, and I like the Dylusions the best for this. And then the stencil designs will come up through, but they become permanent also because the paste paint dries on the top, and it will become permanent and seal in that highly water reactive ink. But I didn't do that with any of this, so there you go. So we're just going to put some, you got to move quick on this because the paint, especially the first layers, will set up and dry really fast. So you just put it on and then grab a texture tool. Don't get all wigged out on planning stuff. Just go for it, okay? Just go for it. But the paste, what it does is allows the paint not to collapse in on itself. And the yellow you can hardly see, but you can see it in the pink. So it won't slump back together, okay? So I'm going to hold this up so you can see it. So just draw through the paint, set it aside, let it dry. You can come back and add more designs on top of it. You can build as many colors and as many designs as you want because these are like glaze layers. They're very translucent. Now the paper is very vulnerable at this point, so you have to handle it carefully. It takes a lot of space, so you got to have room in your space to do this. It's kind of like jelly plate printing. You got to have room. And so you need to have places for your papers to dry. And sometimes I get the ratio wrong of the paste to the paint, the art paste to the paint, you know. it's a feel thing. It's a Goldilocks thing. You just try it and see what happens, you know? You just got to try it and go for it. And this is an ice cube tray that my paint is in. If you have something that's a little deeper than this, first of all, you'll mix up too much paint, but you know, who cares? If you throw it away, it's not expensive. So, but if it's something that's a little deeper, your brushes will stand up in the containers. But as I said, especially this first coat, you got to get it on there and you got to do your thing, because if you don't, it's not gonna go well. And you just don't worry about it. You just put some designs on there, wipe off your tool, call it good, and keep moving. Okay, keep moving. And then if you want to, sometimes the paint is still wet and you can add some additional designs. Like that. So I just drew into it with one of the wedge style sticks. Okay, that is as hard as it gets, my friends. The paper, being paper, will curl and carry on. It'll curl up and it'll get all yucky and, you know, get all crinkly and stuff, which is wonderful, I think. And then what you can do is you can, when it's totally dry, you can iron it. Hi, Alicia. Do micron pens work well on these papers? Not so well. I think they're going to clog the pen nib right up. Okay. Yes, so I keep it, I mix it up and I just put it all back in the jug. I do that. All right, let's keep going. Let's try this color. And this is a colored paper. This is, again, text weight paper. I don't always use multiple colors on them, but, you know, sometimes I do. Pretty much every time, every time I start doing this, I will do it differently than I did the time before. Sometimes it's because I can't remember what I did the last time, you know. It really is a feel thing. You get the feel of how much paint to use. You get the feel of how much paste and paint to mix up. Okay, let's see if we can get this graining tool to sometimes it works really well, sometimes it doesn't. This is not working super, but you'll see it a little bit. You have to pull it and move at the same time. But very quickly that paint and paste dries, and so that once it dries you can't get it to move and pattern. But you can always take this, if this is not patterned enough, you know, it's not working correctly, you can always come right back over it while it's wet with more paint, paste paint. Or just wait till the next color. You don't despair because the colors are ugly, or what you did was ugly, because you come up with the next color, you know, the next coat of paint, and you'll just be surprised at how pretty it is. This is gold. Get it on there, This is one of those do not mess around and go have coffee or anything. It will not work if you let it sit too long. And I absolutely love making these papers because I can never duplicate them, ever. See, that one got too dry on me, so we're going to go with some more. See if we can get some more. I should never have on good clothes when I do this, and I have on a decent shirt, so yeah, dollars to donuts. I'll screw it up. All right, let's see if we can get enough to make it. That's better. There we go. All right, that was better. And then if you want to come back and you want to do something else, you know. It's fun to just add some random, just marks, you know, just make marks. Okay. You can get amazingly complex designs very quickly. And this, what you see is what you get. It's the opposite of the jelly plate, where the jelly plate, you're doing all the pattern work and then you pull it off. What's on the bottom is the thing that you see. This, it's what you see is what you get, which I enjoy. Now, as the paint dries, this was the first one we did, as the paint is drying, it will change colors and it just completely shifts. You know, the ones you think are the worst and the ugliest, I tell you, end up being the ones you like the most. So, I'm just showing you this so you can see it still has wet places on it, but it's drying and changing. It has some kind of crud here, but you know, that is what it is. If you get one that you really like, then don't add anything else to it, but pretty much most of the time I just keep adding layers to it mostly till I run out of paint, quite frankly. Let your imagination go crazy. And if the paints slop into each other, okay, then that's what they're going to do. They're going to slop into each other. But I cannot emphasize enough that you do not want to lollygag around with this. You got to get the paint on. And if you do that trick with the stencils, which you'll see in the other videos that I have, which are actually classes from How to Get Creative that we put on the site, put on YouTube. You can't talk and do this at the same time. But if you do the thing with the stencils, it's just like magic. You can transform the ugliest scrapbook paper Okay, and then let's take this one. Let's take a wedge. Let's see if we can get anything. It's best if you don't have a textured shower curtain underneath. But I do, so there you go. So it's picking up some texture from the shower curtain, even though the texture side is down. Okay. Okay. All right, let's go back to white. Hi, Liz. Oh, sure. Do it on top of jelly prints. Yep. You can just take anything. You can take old stationery. You can take just all kinds of stuff, you know. Now, you can make mud doing this also quite easily by combining colors that don't like to be combined. You can make mud. I think this was a brush from a different color. I love using the metallics. And if you want to keep your colors really clean, then you want to wipe off the plastic surface every time. Before you do another, you know, add more color for the next piece. Sometimes I do that, but most of the time I don't. I just let the colors contaminate each other. Because I think it's more interesting. And I like the fact that you can't repeat any two pieces of paper. I'm telling you, the ones that are the ugliest ones are the ones that you'll go, oh, that's my favorite one. Because you can't even believe when you go back, after you do a whole bunch of sheets, you go back, you know, to add another layer, and you go, which one was it that was so ugly? Which one was it? Okay, let's see. This one clearly has gotten something in it, so we'll just add some more stuff to it. I'll stop here in a second and answer questions or see if there's any question. I do love doing these. When my brain gets, well, a friend of mine who is dyslexic has the best word. She made up this word. She didn't even know she made it up. And she said, oh, sometimes my brain just gets so fuckled. And I know that could be highly offensive to some people, but I'm sorry. It's just sometimes the best word to describe what goes on inside one's head. And pretty much that's kind of what happened to me this week. All right, it's good enough. Try to keep your paint out of the way because you got to have room for the tool to work. Okay, so there's that one's really hard for you to see because the colors are kind of interacting. So when that happens to your head, it's just a good idea to just get out of it and play. I know, isn't that the best word? I tell you. Like I said, it can be highly offensive to some people, and for that I apologize. Except I don't, you know. Okay, I'll look at. I said I was going to look at chat, but I only glanced up. Okay, there's a pink here that I haven't used at all. always use this. I think this one was pink. But before long, your paints will all get all contaminated. You know, the colors get contaminated in the little pots, the little sections. The brushes get contaminated. You just kind of go with the flow. If you like to control the outcome of everything, this is not going to be for you. But I love doing it. And if you don't like that design, let's just pretend that, oh, that's the ugliest thing I ever saw, don't like it, then you just take your brush and you just go right back over it. Okay, just take your brush, put on some new paint. Now, I wasn't objecting to that. This is just an example just to show you what you can do. So, all right. So now I've got the surface again. So now I can come back and repattern it. Now, the people who are bona fide, real fine artists in this particular, because this is an art form, just like marbling paper, if they're really wonderful, you know, practiced artists, they can do really wonderful patterns, predictable patterns like marbling and stuff like that. I don't. I just, it's like whatever falls out of my hand, falls out of my hand. It's in your new vocabulary. I'm sorry if I got everyone upset. Or any of you. If I offended any of you, I apologize. Didn't mean to offend. That's just, sometimes it's just the best word. The funny part about that is it became immediately part of my, you know, best description of how I am sometimes. And I said, I had lunch with her one day and I said, man, that is the best word. She said, what? And I told her and she goes, did I say that? Like, that is the funniest thing ever. She didn't remember saying it. Hi, Janice. Oh, you say worse than that? Okay. She didn't remember saying it. She's the best, though. Okay. All right. So let's do, we'll do this one. Sometimes it's nice to just do it all in one color, or, you know, close to one color. Do you see, I am not worrying about getting a nice even coat of paint. Okay, got it? Slap it on. Take your tool, your texture tool, and go for it. It is helpful if you kind of wipe off the tool in between pulls. And then sometimes I'll just take and go a different direction, like go so you get a little bit more interesting design. And sometimes people go, how did you do that? It's like, I don't know. I don't remember. You're giving me a lot of credit if you think I can remember what I did this morning. Some people are going to find this a frustrating thing to do because the timing is an issue. You got to get this paint on. You can't mess with it too much. It is nice to have a colored background to come up over, and you can use any kind of acrylic paint you want to use, you know. I think somebody asked me one time if you could use old watercolors or gouache and stuff like that, and I don't know why you couldn't, but I don't know because I haven't tried it. Okay, let's do this. Okay, that didn't work, so then we'll go to something else. Boop. Alright, that's good enough. It's not great for the first coat, but I got some patterning over here. I'll get more in subsequent layers. You know, sometimes you just gotta take what you get and don't, what is it Tim Holtz says, get what you get and don't throw a fit. Alright, we'll do a few more sheets and then we'll go back to and see if we can, look on my watch band. Good thing I've got a new one. Can't believe I just did that. I don't know why I can't believe it. I tell you, it's bad. It is bad to... And since this is acrylic paint, I'm going to attempt to say hand sanitizer may be used later today. All right, not too bad. All right, good. Get what you get and don't pitch a fit. That's right. Do not pitch a fit. Well, so much for this pink being nice and pink. It's become lavender from some other application. Well, we'll just get some of this pink while we're over here. I like electric pink. I think that is a great pink. It's a deco art color. Now, if you just slop the paint on here, you know, if you just like get super sloppy with this, you're not going to get the definition because it will start slumping back together. So it really is a Goldilocks thing. You just have to try it and see what happens. I do love having the sprayed stencils underneath. To tell you the truth, I just completely forgot about doing that. I knew there was something I was forgetting today when I was preparing for this. But darn if I could remember what it was. That's what it was. Once I got started with you guys, and it's like, oh yeah, that was the part I should have done. So if you have some blank spots, then you can just draw something in the blank spot. It's like anything else. My favorite things are the ones that I thought, oh no, that's just the worst thing I ever did. They always end up to be my favorites, you know? Always. All right, good enough. Good enough for layer one. Hello, Annette. So glad you guys are here today. Thank you for keeping me company. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you keeping me company today. I always appreciate you keeping me company. To be really honest with you, I almost didn't stream today. I came within a hair's breadth of not streaming today because I thought, these people are going to think I have fallen on my head because I can't talk straight. You know, it's just one of those moments where I'm like, I think I should not do this today. And you know what? I came in here and I said to myself, girl, you have got to get a grip. And so I did. All right, let's see if we can do, I'm really wanting a big spiral. I love the big spirals in this. All right, I'm going to leave this alone like this. Am I? No, of course I'm not. I don't know. It's just like, man, you thought I got up on the wrong side of the bed. But since I'm the only one sleeping in it, it's all mine. It's my bed. I can get up on whatever side I want. So there is no wrong side. Correct? Correct. Okay, good enough. Did I get? No, I didn't get it all. Yeah, so you would have thought I got up on the wrong side of the bed, except I didn't. And I did all the same stuff in the morning that I always do. You know? Did my release work and all my stuff. Did my meditation time and my prayer time. I mean, I covered all the bases today, people. I covered all the bases. Still was in a terrible state. Sometimes you look at yourself and you go, what is wrong with you? You have no excuse. You have no excuse. Sometimes you just have to get a grip and do it anyway. Angie says there's her side and the dog's side. That's right. Oh, shoot. Yeah, it's my watch band. It's my art room. I got most of it off, I think. Anyway, crazy. Are you having fun watching how to make paste papers? I have 4 more pieces to do that I laid out here. And then we're going to go back and we're going to see if some of at least the first 2 or 3 should be dry enough that we can add another coat. I'm telling you what, yesterday, I spent a lot of yesterday with my carpet cleaning machine cleaning up after the dog. Pink carpet, mind you. Who has pink carpet in their house? Well, somebody who hadn't changed it for 30 years has pink carpet in their house. Yeah, that took a while I'm still not sure I've got it out of the carpet. Like Muppet, honestly, I was ready to give her away. I was ready to give that dog away. I was ready to call the golden ratio people, but she's not a golden retriever, so they wouldn't have taken her. Man, oh man, what a mess that dog made. So I had to do that, and then I came in the studio, and Charlie, what Muppet hadn't wiped out, Charlie'd wiped out in the studio, and I'm like, well, seriously? Ugh. So apparently it carried over into today. You know how you get, what is it? Somebody told me that they had what did they call that? They had the gremlins. I think the gremlins moved into my house. Crawled up in my soul. So yeah, I'm glad that I persisted and got over myself. Sometimes you just got to get perspective, you know? You know what it is? It's expectations. You know, you have a certain expectation about something, and it's not the expectation of it, it's the unmet expectation that gets you in trouble. And disappointment that creeps in, and you just have to have a talk with yourself. And sometimes I'm not very good at that. You know, sometimes I'm just not very good. All right, let's try this spiral again. Sometimes I'm just not very good at being successful with having that talk. You know? Unmet expectations and becoming emotionally attached to something. Yeah, that one I like. Anytime you get your emotions involved, it is a recipe for not good stuff to happen. Let's do this purple. Pink and purple. All right, let's see. What do we want to do with this one? Whoops. Hope I'm not getting this on my rings. Okay, let's do this. Okay, we'll call that good on that one. I was going to do something else, but we're going to leave that one alone, because I kind of like it the way it is until I come over it with another color. And then I have one last piece of paper. We'll do this one, then we'll come back. The first couple should be dry by now. All right, what color do we want to do? What color did I have this in? I don't know. See, that's what happens. I get the colors confused. The brush, clearly it wasn't blue, but now we have a pretty color. Now we have another pretty color. All right, we'll let that one sit. Put some metallic on. You can do this on cardstock also. Cardstock is great. It just depends on what you think you might want the final project to be as to what weight paper you use. I'm telling you, this is one of the best ways you can ever transform ugly scrapbook or outdated scrapbook paper. You know, maybe it's not ugly, maybe it's just outdated. These, if you do this, especially if you're not working on a bumpy shower curtain like this, if you do things like this, it does make for some really good journaling lines. So that's another thing you can do, is do straight lines like this, and then you can put it in a journal, and then you can journal in the spaces. Okay. Now your very best thing when you're doing this is let these papers completely dry, which I have not done. So these are likely to be not terribly successful, but you know, is what it is. So you can see how they curl up when they're drying. Bye, Alicia. Okay, let's come over it with, I'm just going to pick a random color. It doesn't make any difference what. Let's just do this. You can do one color, you can do multiple colors. It is 100% up to you. Let's just use this brush for the gold. And then let's put some pink. We'll put some pink on it. One of our clients was from the deep south someplace, and she didn't, nothing was pink, it was pink. We always thought that was funny. Okay, so we have another, so this is the second layer of paint, right? So it's kind of obscured everything that was there. So I don't remember what I put down there, so I'm just going to add a different pattern, whatever strikes my fancy. Okay, so maybe you can get the idea of how you can have a layer or a section, or a first coat is probably the accurate way to say it. You can have a first coat of the color down and you didn't like it, and then you can come back over the top of it with something else, and you see how it completely transforms what was underneath. Okay, see that? And then if you want to do even more, you can come in and you can do more, you know, add big lines or whatever. I'm going to leave it alone. Alright, let's use this one. Let's just come over this with, we'll just use this. But I cannot stress enough that it's best if you let the first layers dry, or the first layer of color. It's best if you let it dry. All right, let's do this. See, just like magic, the color from below shows through. See, isn't that fun? And then you can, if you don't like this, you can just, you know, add some sections. Just to make it different. See? It is magical. In my opinion, it is magical paper. You do need enough room to be able to do this, however. And the paste paint does not keep. I have tried keeping it. It does not keep. I mean, it'll keep for a few hours, you know, but it doesn't keep very long. So you want to use it and then take it outside, throw it away. Don't throw it down your drain. Definitely don't want to throw it down your drain. It's acrylic paint and paste. Don't throw it down your drain. Sometimes you get goobers in your paint, you know, like that. You don't want to put that. Don't leave that. It'll dry in your paint. Okay, let's see. What can we do here? All right, we'll do this. And just like with jelly plate printing, it will take you a little bit to kind of get your rhythm, and then you go, oh yeah, now I'm onto it. Now I got what I like. Now I'm getting it, right? See how cool that is? Mm-hmm. Alright, let's take this one, which is not fully dried yet. This one is not fully dry. I'm going to try hitting it with a heat gun. Hey Ruth, welcome back. Artie Dar. It never gets old, I know. Ruth, I hope you have a good time at camp. You don't get too hot. And you cook well for all those little campers that you're cooking for. This is just much better if you just let them just dry on their own, but we can't do that because we're going to see if we can make this one do something. It's pretty wet in some spots, like really wet. Alright, we're going to call it good. Whether it's dry or not, doesn't matter. Okay, so there you see it. And it's okay. The way it is, it's okay. But we're going to come over the top of it, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to just go with purple. Now I keep looking at my watch band to see how much paint I've gotten on it. Okay, this is going to be the last piece of paper we do here today. I think, unless I change my mind, which is always possible. Always possible. Okay, let's go for the, let's go this way. And as I explained earlier, you can get very particular about the patterning, very exacting, or you can be like Barb and you can just not. And we're going to go this way and this way and this way and this way. Okay? But do you see now, every layer that you do takes the previous, this is a really good example because it takes the previous layers and it just sinks it down into, it's like it disappears below the surface of the water. Because every layer that you put on this, that's what's going to happen. Every layer makes it go down further and further. You can stop here. You can stop here or you can keep going. It's totally up to you. Okay, now I have some projects I'll show you that I made with paste papers, because it's almost always one of the questions, well, what do you do with this stuff, you know? The answer is always anything you want, but sometimes that's just not a good enough answer for people. So I understand that, because it's good to have inspiration. You know, you just need to be inspired. Hopefully that's why you keep coming here, because life, you know, even on your worst, crappiest, most, I almost said a bad word, strange day. Let's say that. We'll call it a strange day. Life is still good, even though it's just sometimes weird. And you don't have explanations for why the weirdness has descended upon you, or you've got the scribblies, or whatever you call it, you know. I'm just trying to give myself a fighting chance at not making a horrendous mess here. I know, right, Ruth? Purple is never a bad choice. So I'm just trying to kind of... Oh, I did a good job. I rolled the mess over there. I don't think I got too much on my shirt. I got it off my watch band, I think. Anyway, and my hands are technicolored now. See, my hands are all Technicolor. So I have to tell you about this one experience I had. Now that you see how good I look after I stream. Most days this is how I look, right? And when I get done streaming, I mean, I don't always have on a decent shirt. Most of the time I have on flannel, denim, and Birkenstocks, right? So... as I told you all last week, told most of you that were here, I have started sticking my neck out there a little bit and seeing other people of the male variety. One in particular. Anyway, somebody I've known for a long, long, long time. Almost 50 years, actually. And the first time that I went out for dinner with him, it was very casual. You know, very casual encounter. And it was on a Friday. And he said that he was just in his cruddy work clothes. And I'm like, good enough, because I work on Friday. That's great. I don't have to clean up. I mean, I kind of tried to wash my hands, but, you know, my hands didn't wash up all that well, because whatever I was doing that day, they were really messy. Anyway, so I have on a flannel shirt, blue jeans, Birkenstocks probably, and my hands, I tried to clean them up, and they were kind of like this. He showed up at the place where he was meeting me, because I wouldn't let him meet me at my house, and even though I'd known him a long time. He showed up at my house, and he had on khaki pants and a pressed plaid shirt. He'd had a shower and shaved and all that, and the only thing I said to him is, "You are a jerk." How's that for greeting someone? Yep. Irritated me. Because this is how I look most of the time. Yeah. Anyway. Right? Yeah, Signet, right. You apparently don't know how old I really am. Let's just remind you that my son is in his not the middle 40s now. He's on the right side of the middle 40s. That should tell you something. Anyway, these are done with paste paper. Okay. The binding is done with locker hooking, which is a class here on YouTube that you can watch. It's a class from How to Get Creative. That's what the binding is. This is paste paper. This is a book that I made. It is well beaten up. You can see I need to do some repairs on it. This is paste paper. This is one of my favorite sheets I ever did. I absolutely love this. When you see these circles and this grid pattern, that's from the sprays from the Dilutions inks and stencils in the first layer. So that's what I mean by using the stencils, so you get that really interesting visual texture. But all of these, you'll see lots of stencils. Many of, like this is a stencil. So those stencils, like this is a stencil. This one doesn't seem to have a stencil on it. But all of these are paste papers. Most of them started with a stencil and Dilutions ink, and I use Dilutions because it is so highly reactive to water, and you get just a wonderful effect with it. But all of these are paste papers, and these are stencils that were from Walmart in strips that I just laid down, and I sprayed through those, and then I came, after it was dry, then I came back and did the paste paper technique on the top. This is a stencil. That is a piece of plastic canvas. And then after I was satisfied with the outcome, then I ended up binding all of them into a book, which I probably will never do anything with this. That's right, Annette. This is plastic canvas. This is a stencil. These are more of those strip stencils from Walmart. This one doesn't have any of the stenciling on it. So you can see the kind of the difference in the depth of, say, this patterning versus this one. It's still interesting, but in some ways this is more interesting to me. Anyway, so all of this, now that you kind of get the idea, I'll just sort of start coming through here more quickly. But these are all paste papers, every one of these, and it's signatures. And you see the signatures. They're stitched to a piece of Tyvek. That's Tyvek back there. See it? That's what I stitched it onto. That's the spine. And then I covered that with this piece of locker hooking. Anyway, so this is all of my favorite pieces of paste paper. These were done on cardstock. Probably all of this is white cardstock. I don't think any of this is ugly scrapbook papers in here. That's a stencil. It's actually a mask. I think it's a folk art mask. This is plastic canvas that I sprayed through, probably on this one over here. Let's see if I can find it. It's a bloomin' mess. Here, I sprayed through it here, or sprayed through the middle of it. I don't know which. And then I took this and I turned it over and I printed it. So the ink that was left over from this got printed over here. It's a horrible mess when you're doing it. You got to do that outside when you do it. You just do. And then see, there's this is that. It's a terrible mess because the spray goes everywhere. So you got to do it someplace where it doesn't matter. But man, do you get some great effects with it. Just great effects. Anyway, so that is a paste paper book. There's the back cover. Okay. This is also paste paper cover. This was a book that I bought at Hobby Lobby, and I just covered it with paste paper, both sides, and same thing here and here. Let's see, what is this? Oh, there's bookmarks, paste paper bookmarks, upside down. It would be helpful if I turned it around, wouldn't it? See, there's a clue that these are the tops of the bookmarks. Golly, Barb. Oh my goodness, this is paste paper. All of these ATCs, these are all paste paper. The butterflies are punches. This circle is a punch. That's paste paper. This is the eagle here is paste paper. And then this is a stamp that I made. So it's like this. I just reduced it in size, made a stamp and stamped it on there. So it would go with the card. So this is the envelope. All right. These are just note cards, various paste papers. So is this one. All of these are cards. This is woven paste paper. Okay, two different kinds of paste paper. This one and this one. They're woven. Same thing here. Maybe you can kind of see. Can you kind of see? You can kind of see the crack there. Yeah. Woven paste paper. Woven paste paper. Another one. I don't know why everything's upside down. Because I didn't put any words on it. That's one of my favorite ones. I love that one. I love that one. Love that. This is just little bits and pieces of leftover paste papers because I couldn't bear to throw them away. Same there. ATCs. Every bit of this is all paste paper. Even the little punches. They're little die cuts actually. And there's my favorite one. I love this piece of paste paper. Love it, love it, love it. This is an accordion book that I made. A couple of accordion books that are made using paste paper. Even the background is paste paper back here. So it's just an accordion book. It's just a way to frame out your paste papers and utilize them. And you don't have to do anything else to it, you know. But something like this can be set up on your mantle, or, you know, and if you do two different sides, you've got two different ways that you can look at it. And then this one is where, you know, I said you can draw through the paste, and then you've got lines to journal in. That's what I did there. The background on this is from rolling off with the brayer on the jelly plate, cleaning off the brayer, but this is a piece of paste paper on the top. So this is a combination of jelly plate pieces and paste paper pieces. This is where I drew through the paint using one of those wedges. This is the wood graining tool. This is one I really like. I love that piece too. This is where I drew through the paint with that wedge tool. And I put these together. This is using Tim Holtz tissue tape. to put that, that's what that is right in there, to connect the pieces together. So there are some ideas, there is the technique, there's ideas. I'm going to show you what we did here today, if I can get my cord long enough. Alright, let me see if I can get this over here where you can see it. Okay, that's what we did today. Those are all the pieces that we did down there drying on the plastic on the floor. And this one right here, that's one that we did with, has 2 layers of the paste paint on it. This one over here has 1. So you see the difference between the depth of this one, because you've got that second application of paint, versus this one which just had the blue and the purple on it. And the other ones that we did the second application of paint, that one back there and this one right here. So we've done those 2. And I think we did that one also right there. So we put an extra layer of paint on those. So you can kind of get the idea. I know it's terrible camera work, but you kind of get the idea of the various stages of application of the paste paint. And you know, sometimes I think, oh, I'm gonna, you know, I've still got so much paint left, I'll come back and do this later today. And most of the time I don't get back to it later today. So I just, you know, I may add something else to it with the jelly roll, or the jelly roll with the jelly plate, or just add some stenciling and stamping or something on top of it. Sometimes I don't do anything. Sometimes I just leave them the way they are and use them in other applications. So anyway, hi Robin. How do you cut those curved? How do you cut the curved woven papers? You just use a rotary cutter. Just cut it. Yep, no secret. Yep. All right, you guys, I've been on 2.5 hours. That is a record for me this year. Probably a record for me for a long time. Thank you for hanging out with me, and thank you for putting up with my head today. And I may or may not be here next week on Friday because it is a holiday weekend and I don't know for sure. But anyway, I will see you when I see you. I don't know about the VIP class for next week yet. Again, I will let you know as soon as I know what's happening. And remember to get creative today, because you know, all together now, it's easy. Stay inspired, get out of your own head, Barb, and do some fun stuff today, because you know, we're in charge of us. Nobody else is the boss of us. You can get out of bed on the side you want to get out of bed on. I'll see you guys next week, I hope. Thanks for being here. I will see you again before you know it. Bye, everybody.